wonderful story lovers, and welcome back. Today, we're hopping into a sunny adventure with a very special friend. Are you ready? Let's go! Deep in the warm, sun-drenched heart of the Australian outback, lived a bouncy, energetic baby kangaroo named Kip. Kip wasn't just any kangaroo. He had a spring in his step and a joy in his heart that made the whole landscape seem brighter. His most prized possession in the entire world was a bright, shiny red ball. It was perfectly round, wonderfully bouncy, and Kip took it everywhere he went, from the moment the sun peeked over the horizon until it dipped back down. Kip and his red ball were an inseparable pair. Hop, hop, hop he'd go, chasing the ball as it bounced across the dusty red earth, leaving little trails of happiness behind him. He would nudge it with his nose, kick it with his strong feet, and sometimes just cuddle with it under the shade of a eucalyptus tree. Life was simple, life was fun, and for Kip, every day was a perfect day for playing. One particularly sunny afternoon, while Kip was practicing his highest ever jump, something caught his eye. It wasn't another kangaroo, and it wasn't a colorful bird. It was something very small, down near the roots of an old acacia tree. He paused his game, his ears twitching with curiosity, and hopped closer for a better look. There, struggling with all its might, was a tiny lizard. But this wasn't just any lizard. This one was on a mission. It was trying to push a huge, juicy berry up a small sandy hill. The berry was plump and purple, at least 3 times the size of the little lizard, and it was clear this was a very difficult task. The lizard would even push, its tiny legs trembling with effort. It would get the berry a little way up the slope, only for the berry to slip and roll right back down to the bottom. The poor lizard looked so tired and frustrated, panting in the hot sun. It tried again and again, but the berry just wouldn't cooperate. Watching from a short distance, Kip's playful mood shifted. He saw the little lizard struggle, and his kind heart felt a pang of sympathy. He looked at his own red ball, so easy to move and so much fun, and then he looked back at the lizard and its stubborn berry. He knew what he had to do. Leaving his ball behind for a moment, Kip took a few gentle hops over to the struggling lizard. The lizard froze, a little scared of the much larger animal approaching, but Kip had a soft, friendly look in his eyes. He didn't make any loud noises. Instead, he carefully nudged the big purple berry with his nose. Then, with the utmost gentleness, he picked it up and tucked it safely into his cozy, built-in pouch. The lizard watched in amazement as its giant treasure disappeared into the kangaroo's pouch. Kip gave the lizard a little nod, as if to say, "Don't worry, I've got this." With the precious cargo secure, Kip turned and began to hop towards the lizard's home, a small burrow tucked away at the top of the sandy hill. The little lizard scurried along right behind him, its tiny feet pattering quickly to keep up. Kip was careful with every hop, making sure the berry didn't get squished or fall out. He followed the lizard's directions, hopping this way and that until they arrived at the entrance to the burrow. He gently reached into his pouch, pulled out the big, juicy berry, and placed it right at the doorstep of the lizard's home. It was a perfect delivery service. The little lizard couldn't believe its luck. It chirped with excitement and relief. Just then, a whole family of lizards poked their heads out of the burrow. They saw the giant berry and their tired but triumphant family member. When they realized what Kip had done, they broke into a chorus of happy chirps and squeaks. It was a lizard celebration. They swarmed around Kip's feet, nuzzling against him in gratitude. Seeing their joy made Kip feel incredibly happy inside, even happier than when he was playing with his ball. Wanting to share his happiness even more, Kip hopped back to where he'd left his favorite toy. He returned with his bright red ball and gently rolled it towards the lizard family. Their eyes went wide with wonder. They had never seen anything like it. The little lizard started nudging the ball, chasing it around as it bounced. Their parents watched, chirping with delight. The whole outback seemed to fill with the sound of their laughter and joy. Kip watched them play for a while, a warm feeling spreading through his chest. He learned something very important that day. Playing alone with his ball was fun, but helping someone in need and sharing what he had brought a whole new kind of happiness. It was a feeling that grew bigger and brighter the more he gave it away. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in beautiful shades of orange and pink, Kip knew this was a day he would never forget. And so, our little story reminds us of a simple truth. Happiness grows when we share, just like Kip, the kind kangaroo. Thank you for joining our story time today. If you loved Kip's adventure, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more heartwarming tales. Until next time, keep sharing your kindness.